Well, let's talk to Vicky Pryce, the international economist and business consultant. Vicky, good to see you. We'll drill down into the nitty-gritty in a moment, but just give us some big-picture analysis. I mean, what is the big takeaway from this set of EU figures?
There's no doubt that Germany has been going through a very difficult period, particularly, since the energy crisis, and the fact it has had to rethink how the economy is structured, frankly, because, of course, it has relied for so long on energy-intensive sectors, a lot of manufacturing, higher as a percentage of GDP than is the case in lots of other countries. And also with a turnaround in trade, I mean, we are deglobalizing a little bit. China not growing as fast as before. Its export growth hasn't been, by which I mean Germany's export growth hasn't been anything like as high as before. So that is being reflected, particularly in manufacturing. What is disappointing is that we're also seeing the service sector, yes, perhaps doing a little bit better, stagnating, but certainly not improving particularly. But there are some differences across Europe, and that's the interesting thing. However important Germany is as a locomotive for growth, if you look at countries like Spain, yes, France hasn't done very well, so a decline in manufacturing output as well, but Spain and Italy have actually seen for the last few months an increase in activity, and manufacturing also picking up, which is good news. And also smaller countries like Greece doing rather well on that. So there are differences across, but of course we can't negate the fact that Germany is such an important part of the European economy overall.
And for anyone outside Europe watching this, I mean, perhaps it is worth explaining why Germany is so central to the EU's economic performance.
Well, it's the biggest economy, of course, and dominates in terms of exports, but also it tends to dominate in terms of industrial production. Quite a lot of countries around Europe, particularly the former Eastern European countries, are all recipients of investment from Germany, where a lot of cars, for example, or parts are produced. Industrial production is happening there that then goes straight back into Germany. Also, of course, in the UK, quite a lot of our supply chain from here goes straight to Germany, or has done, certainly before Brexit, but still does now, to German production processes. So, and then gets re-exported. So Germany is particularly important for the health of the European economy. But what you're seeing right now is that there is growth elsewhere, as I said, and perhaps there is a little bit of disentanglement from that dependence on Germany.
Now, it's at least 24 hours since we last mentioned Brexit on this programme. The UK, according to these figures, not in the EU, we should say, looking a bit more perky.
Yes, but of course, I don't think that's got very much to do with Brexit. We have most definitely seen in the UK a loss in trade intensity as a result of Brexit, and GDP has suffered. But what has been going on, of course, is that just like in other countries, frankly, inflation has come down quite significantly. And what is also happening is that there is extra support given by the government. We've had a few fiscal events which are giving a little bit more into people's pockets. So the service sector is doing well. The service sector has been growing for some time now, quite a few months. And that, of course, is a very significant part of the economy and pushing it along. Now, we're not talking about anything major. Remember, the UK was in recession in the last 6 months of 2023, and we're still officially in recession until we get data for this quarter. So, yes, a little bit better, but certainly nothing to shout home about, frankly.
Vicky, thanks for that. Good to see you. Vicky Pryce, the international economist and business consultant.